Alright guys, so I'm back after a long break. Well, not that long, but a couple of days. Sunday was my birthday, so I was busy that day, and I've been really busy with work and school recently, because it is getting towards the end of the semester. But I got some new games here to share with you, and since my last episode, I picked up quite a bit. Some of the games here I've had for, quite a while, not that long, but I've done videos for a couple of them before already. So my oldest one, I did an unboxing video for Resistance 2, the collector's edition for PlayStation 3. So check that out if you're curious what comes in here. But in terms of my impressions for the game, I was really enjoying it. The co-op, the online, is fun for a certain extent because they do force you to replay the same level over and over and over again, even though the spawns and the locations are changed of the enemies. Single player campaign I didn't get too far in, but from what I've played so far, it is very graphics are excellent, the enemies are nice and large, action packed. I can tell you right now it's much better than the first one. Online, that's my favorite aspect of the whole game, versus team battles, 30 versus 30 on these huge maps. I love sniping. This is one of the few games that I can snipe well on with the online mode. That's all I do is snipe. I really never pick up automatics or anything because I have so much fun sniping. So I do highly recommend this to people who like online games. I'll probably do another video on it eventually in the future when I have time. But I do recommend it for people that just love these large-scale battles online. The only thing is voice chat is limited to 5-person parties, but otherwise it's really great online. Next up, I did a review for this one already. That is Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm for the PlayStation 3 as well. If you want the specifics on this one, check out my video review. But overall, my overall score on this one was a 7.5, and it's enjoyable. Naruto fans will enjoy it. It is my first Naruto game, but the graphics are great, the battles are fun. They kind of skimp out on the story. It's not. I really wouldn't recommend it unless you've at least are a little bit familiar with the Naruto universe and its story. Otherwise, you're going to be like, why am I doing all this? What's the point? You really have to enjoy the battles then, if you're not familiar with Naruto. Now we're getting down to the newer ones here. Valkyria Chronicles for the PlayStation 3. Now, this is a strategy game, but the unique thing about this is, unlike most strategy games, there's no kind of grid or anything like that. Instead, you command your units by going into real-time third-person shooting. So imagine, you have your overhead view of your characters, and when you select the character to move them, it actually goes right down into the action of the game, and you're given like a third-person view of your characters, and they move in real time in a strategy game. It's really unique. It's really fun. And the other thing that's really awesome about this game are the graphics are like a watercolor painting come to life. If any of you are familiar with Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, the anime by Studio Ghibli and Hayao Miyazaki, think of that like as watercolor paintings come to life. It really looks amazing. One of the best looking PlayStation 3 games out there. And one of the best looking games of the year. The style is great. Like the corners of the screen, there's really like no color to kind of give you the impression that you're playing a watercolor painting on a canvas. Everything has like an etched look. But besides the graphics, the music is great as well. From what I've played so far, I'm maybe 3 hours into it. It's very enjoyable. I spent like, oh man, one night like an hour and a half just building up my squad, picking my units that I wanted to battle along with me. I haven't really played too much after that, but it is really enjoyable. It's very unique. I'm definitely going to do a video review for this one once I've spent enough time with it, because it is quite a lengthy RPG, supposedly about 40 hours worth of gameplay. But strategy RPG fans out there that are looking for something new, something that's not, all the same all the time, you would be crazy not to pick this one up if you own a PlayStation 3. Even RPG fans really don't pass this one up. It came out at the wrong time. I can't stress this enough. It really went under the radar. It came out of nowhere, really. So anyone that enjoys RPGs and strategy RPGs, really pick this one up, I'm telling you. So look for a video from this one for me in the future. I'm definitely going to do one. Next up, we got Mirror's Edge for the Xbox 360. Now, Mirror's Edge I was looking forward to for quite some time, and it has lived up to my expectations. Now, I'm gonna give this to you based upon, I know a lot of people have played the demo for this game, because it is available on the Xbox 360 and PS3. I would say try out that demo. A lot of people have tried it already, because it's a pretty good feeling for what the rest of the game is going to be like. However, I just finished up the 3rd chapter, and it is much, much better than the demo. So if you love the demo of this game, it's even better. So the main premise of this game is, I think of it as a third-person platformer. A first-person platformer, where basically you're jumping around the rooftops of a city, you're going in the buildings, you're running around, you're running away from enemies, you're hopping on platforms. It's sort of like a puzzle or two in a way, in a non-direct way, because you're in a room and you have to kind of figure out where to jump, where to get out. And to aid you in doing that, some of the objects in the game are highlighted in red, so it kind of guides you through. But it's very simple. You know, I'm choosing to play through the game without using any guns, because I think that's the way the game is meant to be played. But really, the premise for the game is there's 9 chapters. Each chapter you're getting from point A of the level to point B. It's kind of linear when you really look at it, you know, from an overhead view. But when you're in that linear passageway, there's different paths that you can take. But really, it is not, you know, an open world. You can't think of it that way, but it's linear, but it's not really that direct in the path you have to take. It's not always, you know, you must do this to get there. There's different options. So you're just hopping around, you know, rooftops, climbing up ladders. The graphics in this game are really great. Now, the one thing that's different about this from the demo is that in here, some of the levels include very, very vibrant colors. Like you'll be outside and it's all white and kind of blue and off in the distance from some signs and buildings, and then you get inside of a building and all of a sudden it's like bam, you're hit with this like bright green theme. And then when you're in that green building where everything is themed around, you know, green, it's very chromatic, you enter an office and it's all of a sudden really purple. You know, these colors like really pop out at you, and it has a really great style. Those of you that, you know, do a lot of artwork are going to see like all these different primary color themed levels. It's really, really cool. In terms of the story, well, you know what, I'm gonna do a video for this one anyway, so let me just move on to the rest of the stuff I got here. But I'm really enjoying it so far, so I look forward to my review on this one. It is pretty short though, by the way. 3rd chapter done. I'm maybe about 2.5 hours into it. I also did a video review for this one, and I'm really loving it. I'm still playing it. I missed yesterday because I had to do something for school, and it was my birthday. Left 4 Dead for the Xbox 360. Really enjoying it. I highly praised it in my review. Still stand by it. You know, I'm just still really having a really fun time enjoying versus mode and playing as the Infected. But for my full impressions on this, check out my video review. I go in depth, you know, with everything that they have in the game. I just want to say though, really support this one. Pick it up, because you've really never played anything like it. It's really good. Now I picked this one up. Actually, I played it for the first time yesterday, and some of you probably know what's coming up here, and you're probably wondering out of all the games I have, my impressions on this one, and that is Sonic Unleashed for the Xbox 360. Now, I've been looking forward to this since the second it was announced, and I am very happy to say that half of the game is excellent, probably the best Sonic game. In terms of the day levels we play as Sonic since the originals on Genesis. They are that good. However, my expectations were met with the Werehog levels, and that was not that high. My expectations for the Werehog levels were set pretty low in hopes that they would be good. Based upon what I've played so far, they are not terrible, the night levels where you play as the Werehog. However, I was getting very frustrated last night, like for instance, checkpoints in those levels. Just for instance, you enter an arena, you fight some enemies, you move around some boxes, you do a puzzle, move on to the next arena, and you're pitted against a small, crazy camera angle point of view where you're fighting against these robots, and I got my ass kicked by them 5 times, and every time I died, I'd have to start all the way back, fight all those monsters again, do the puzzle again, get back up there, try again, until I finally was like, you know what, let me do the same combo over and over. And that's the way I defeated him after the 5th time. At about 20 minutes of trying to beat these damn things, I was getting quite frustrated. But so far, I played about 2 hours of it. Daytime levels are amazing. The speed, man, this is like a recreation, I'm telling you, of the classic Sonic games. Very similar to Sonic Rush on the DS. Very fast. Graphics are amazing. The opening cutscene, they put a lot of work into that. Character models are pretty good in the cutscenes that don't use in-game engine. I'm definitely going to do a video on this one, so stay tuned for that. And I'm running out of time, but real quick, I also picked up Animal Crossing City Folk for the Wii, with the Wii Speak preferable. I have not opened this up yet, it's still sealed, I just haven't had the time. I think I'm going to get around to it tonight, though, so thanks for checking out my video, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Stay tuned.